A study from the American Psychological Association states that 61% of teens would rather talk to their peers than their parents. On the flip side, a study from the same organization shows that 42% of parents don't understand their teens' mental health struggles. So, I'm a kid, a rather big one at 16, but a kid nonetheless. And I live the reality of trusted adults and parents around me who understand versus those who don't. So I understand the importance of this bridge, this connection between kids and adults. And I know, like a bridge, it requires intentional building and constant maintenance in order to be sturdy enough to carry us to adulthood. I want to tell you a story about a former classmate of mine named Johnny. Johnny was a great kid. He was helpful, good at academics, excelled in his extracurriculars, and even played a few sports. However, Johnny had a problem. One fateful day, he built up the courage to talk to his parents and open up about the issue he was facing. He wanted to build a bridge between them. So, he walked down the stairs to dinner, heart beating in his chest, and as he sat down on the wooden chair at the table, he looked his mom and dad in the eyes and said, "I have an issue. I've been doing drugs and I need help." The world stood still in Johnny's kitchen for about 3 seconds. His parents had an important decision to make, whether they were going to approach Johnny with curiosity or with judgment. And as many parents reasonably do, they chose judgment. "Are you stupid? How long has this been going on for? Who are you doing this with? Where are you getting them from?" Badgering Johnny with the questions that no teen wants to answer. So Johnny shut down inevitably. I was sad to hear that Johnny fell through his bridge last September when he passed away. But Johnny's story isn't unique. 1 in 5 teens will face a mental health crisis, according to the American Psychological Association. And those teens will reach out for support. It's up to the adults in their life to be able to guide them and catch them if they fall. But how do we build a bridge between kids and adults? Well, that foundation, the wood of the bridge, is the communication. But how do you get us to open up? We can be kind of tough. Simple statements such as, "I'm always here if you need to talk," or "My door is open if you need to voice a concern." They let us know that you are a resource that we can turn to in a time of need. There is a catch to this, though. If you are going to put yourself out there as a support for us, you need to be able to handle our mistakes, struggles, and ideas with curiosity rather than with judgment. Okay, so we've established the foundation for our bridge. But it needs some reinforcement, some support beams, to be able to manage the storms and the weight of life's challenges. How are we going to do this? Well, Angela Duckworth, the author of Grit, puts out an incredible study showcasing that teens who develop grit through challenges are 80% more likely to succeed academically than those with a high intelligence quotient. I'll give you an example of this. When I started at my primary school, I had a teacher named Mr. A. Mr. A was a very stoic man and had very curt responses to everything. Yes, no, okay, were his main words. So when I sat down in his class on the first day and made it my mission to become his favorite student, I was dismayed. I raised my hand at every question, wrote down every word of his lessons. I even stayed after class to ask him questions that I didn't need the answers to. But nothing had worked. And so after this going on for a couple of weeks, I went home to my mom crying. I approached her saying, "I need help. I don't know what to do. He just won't like me. I haven't got his favor like I had with all of my primary school teachers beforehand." My mom asked me a really important question. "Sadie, what would you like me to do about it?" And I said, "You should write him an email. He's been mean and he's been rude, and you can solve this problem for me." She took a beat to think before saying, "I'm not going to do that. But if you go to school tomorrow and ask him the question, 'Mr. A, do you have an issue with me? Have I been doing something wrong in your class?' we can take it from there." So I stomped off to my room, very upset that she hadn't done what I thought was her job, to solve my problems, to protect me from pain. I still took her advice the next day. And after class, instead of my usual round of useless questions, I asked Mr. A, "Do you have a problem with me?" And for the first time in weeks, he looked taken aback and showed some emotion on his face. "No, what do you mean? You're one of my favorite students." That surprised me for sure. This problem that I wanted my mother to solve for me didn't exist. And if she had gotten involved in the situation, it would have made it worse for myself, for her, and for poor Mr. A. I developed a great relationship with him, and he's still one of my favorite teachers to this day. The point is, when you support us through our problems, when you give us the tools to face challenges ourselves, you develop skills within us that serve us not just in academics, but serve us in the real world. Strengthen us to become the people who can tackle heavy problems. Okay, so we have the foundation of our bridge, and it's been reinforced, but we're still missing an integral piece, and that is ensuring that we know that the bridge is safe to cross, ensuring that we know we can put our faith in this bridge. How do we accomplish that? The psychologist Amy Edmondson says that the concept of safety is that you can feel comfortable taking a risk without the fear of being humiliated or persecuted. The key to achieving this safety is acceptance. Accepting us for our dreams, our aspirations, our talents, our flaws, our imperfections, and our faults, even when they don't line up with the vision that you may have had for us. The Trevor Project puts out some statistics about LGBTQ+ youth. 52% of them have considered suicide. 1 in 5 attempt. However, when they feel as though the adults in their life, not exclusive to their parents, but all the trusted adults in their life, accept them for who they are, there is a 49% lessened rate of suicide. 49%. Your acceptance is the difference between life and death. Your acceptance is everything. So we have the foundation for our bridge, we've reinforced it, and we know it's safe to cross. We're calling on you, our parents, our guardians, our teachers, our aunts, our uncles, our grandparents, our school nurses, our guidance counselors, our mentors, and our network of trusted adults. We're calling on you to lend us your curiosity so that we may open up, to lend us your acceptance and your guidance through our challenges so that we know we can face any problems, to lend us your love so we may accept ourselves, to lend us the bridge that is indestructible and will no doubt carry us safely into adulthood. Thank you.